I don't think we could have quite anticipated how strong the victory was going to be in this case. Like the ruling really was resounding. It was unanimous. It was clear. It was unequivocal. Biological sex is this real thing. It's a category that exists out there in the world that our law recognizes in certain areas. That gender reassignment or gender recognition doesn't erase that from our law, that being protected under the protected characteristic of gender reassignment doesn't change your sex as a matter of that kind of physical reality, and it doesn't change your sex as a matter of law. It doesn't confer entitlements to use single sex spaces intended for members of the opposite sex. This judgment's really clear. Most of the lawyers or commentators that are minimizing the judgment, they think being protected under gender reassignment does confer this entitlement. So that's the first kind of category where there's this kind of disconnect that's happening about the kind of background law, and it's resulting in some people minimizing the judgment. The other category, I think, is just misrepresentation about what the judgment says or what its implications are. And we've seen this. I mean, Stonewall said, the judgment's not law yet, or, we need to wait for guidance before we can go any further. And I think, the judgment's not law yet is on the very extreme end of this. But the more kind of other variants of that are people saying the judgment is really unclear, so we have to wait for this guidance from the Equality and Human Rights Commission. So we can't do anything until we've got that guidance. And that's dangerous for employers and for duty bearers under the Equality Act, because the judgment is clear now, and it clarifies that this has been the law since the Equality Act came into force in 2010. So sitting around and doing nothing while you have potentially unlawful policies in operation creates a real risk for those organizations. And yet they seem to be operating from the presumption that they can just hang back until the guidance arrives. And I don't think that's necessarily a safe thing for them to be doing.